Now, let's look at the first game. Who do we have?
All
Mississauga
right, we
versus Ghana.
Mississauga versus Ghana. Normally an entertaining game every year they've played. Ghana has that no quit in them. I can see that hasn't changed at all.
But they were definitely outplayed on both ends of the basketball. I mean, both on the offensive end and on the defensive end, because what happened is they just couldn't control the pace, and when given the opportunities, they just simply couldn't get the ball into the net.
Yeah, it was not what I expected, I can honestly say. Ghana usually does have that tendency of coming hard, and I find in the second half, they may have let up a little bit. Mm-hmm. But, it was a well-played game by Mississauga. You could see they were hungry. I mean, they're 0-3 coming into this game today. They were hungry for a win, and today they went out there and they played like they had to play, and they got that win.
It's important because from a status position, I mean, they were, 2 years ago, the champions.
2 years
so
ago.
now they definitely have to keep that status, especially since there's so much demand on them from their fans. Their fans expect a lot from them this year.
They do. There's a lot of pride out there. There's a lot of pride knowing the history that Mississauga has had. A lot of the players have been feeling the pressure. So I think today they finally got it together. And, they're going to be looking to get some more wins and make some more noise this season.
Okay, well, congratulations to Mississauga on a well-played game and taking in the victory. So now they find themselves at a 1-3. Let's see if this first game allows them to turn their record around throughout this rest of the season.
All right. Up next, we had Brampton and Central. Woo! That was a game.
I think that was some entertaining basketball right there. You got both teams who refused to quit, and it kept going back and forth, and then it's amazing how this game went. What did you think?
Yeah, it was a very good game. I don't think any team had more than, a 6-point lead at any given time. I think Brampton, one of their better players, number 15, got into early foul trouble. I think, he had about 3 fouls at the end of the first half. So it hurt them a little bit because they had to take him out. So they were missing that spark. But, luckily the team came together and they were able to keep it close throughout, close enough to pull out that win.
Yeah, and I think, it's a good growing pain for them because if they lose their star at any point, you need to know that the rest of the team can rally around them. Mm-hmm. At the same time, this player needs to know how to control his minutes and make sure that he doesn't get himself into any silly foul situations.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Toronto Central doesn't have to hold their heads down at all. They played a very good game. There's still lots of basketball left in this season. I think there's at least 6 games for every team left. So, there's lots of basketball to be played. So, you take your lumps, you take your losses, but, you come back, you hit them hard the next time. And what people got to realize is we're going to be having rivalry week here in OYM. So, you get to play some of these teams again. So, don't hang your head down. Just get ready to play them the next time.
Absolutely not. I think that Toronto Central should definitely look at this game as a plus. Now they know what it's like to look like winning form. So they now have to find a way to execute right through to the end. Right? So if they find a way to do that, then we'll be seeing a lot more exciting basketball coming out of Toronto Central, which I think is a good start that we saw tonight.
Right.
Last game of the night. Perth versus Apple Creek. Now, this game was all about defense.
Oh, yeah, it started out very slow. It clearly had to be about defense because there was no offense for at least the first 3 or 4 minutes of this game.
Of course, yes.
But you have to give a lot of credit to Apple Creek. Perth, I'm sure, came in the favorite. They didn't have much of a crowd tonight because I know they were having a concert tonight at their church, but their team energy alone made up for that lack of crowd there. You couldn't even tell that they weren't there, and the fans started trickling in. But Perth definitely a favorite, so it was an upset for them, I'm sure. But once again, you take those lumps, you learn from it, and you see what you can carry over into the next game.
Well, with Perth, I saw a lot of rugged basketball playing. Mm-hmm. They were hoping for not getting fouls called. They were playing so aggressive that it wasn't even the game anymore. It was just about take it away from the other team. So I didn't really find that they stuck to what they started out with. When they started getting behind in the points and they just got really desperate and made really, really silly fouls, that would hinder them in the offensive end because then they just couldn't get a ball going down at all. And Apple Creek just took advantage of it by going back to the fundamentals and executing until they were able to blow this thing away. But, on the defensive end, especially how this game started, it looked like that these guys will be going neck and neck all the way through. But the thing is that, honestly, I saw Apple Creek being the lot more disciplined team and Perth just pretty much shooting themselves in the foot.
And one thing I have to point out, one player, Jordan Manswell, number 32 for Apple Creek.
Oh,
in the second half.
Wow.
It's like he came alive. He got it together. He started putting the ball in the basket, started playing like a big man. Mm-hmm. And that was very impressive to see. He's been with this team, I think, 2-3 years. So, now's his time to take over, and you saw what he could start to do in this league.
Yeah, his inside game was amazing, just absolutely amazing. I mean, the shots just kept going in, and he had such control, such balance, and such patience, and just made things happen. I hope he keeps that up, because then we'll be seeing a lot more amazing things come out of this Apple Creek team.
Absolutely.
Okay.